We on? We motherfucking on. Sorry, no intro music, y'all. We starting a little bit late. We trying to catch up with this other show.
Late as hell.
It is your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. We are joined right now with Kitty Cat. She got a little something going on over there. And Greg's on the ones and twos as always. And we got Big Sniz and Mama Sniz coming in a little bit. The reason why we're rushing through this beginning, we're trying to catch up with the feminism show. We're going to hear some of the horse shit that gets said there and just give our little personal opinions. Who knows? It might not be horse shit. It might be, but you know, our smart ass mouths. So with that being said, Upside Down Studios is going to tune into the Eargasm show, and it is on feminism, and we're going to see what they got to say, and then you going to hear what we got to say. Got that shit going on? Hell yeah, there we go. All right. Let me turn it up a little bit.
So for instance, if I leave the pajamas, people are like, oh my god, you look, you know, so it's kind of almost like when I leave the house, I'm almost getting commented on. But also, I mean, I
well, first of all, I have to say that the guys have better internet.
Times, like literally just walking down the street, people have like tried to pick me up in their cars and things like that. But I mean, also, I mean, there are benefits. People tend to help me out more. Like if I get a flat tire.
Now, just to give you a little background right now, there is a transsexual speaking right now and saying how much she gets helped out more dressed like a woman than dressed like a dude.
I mean, there have been so many times, you know, when I was 18 and everything, and, thank you, but a lot of times, you know, when the cops came, my boyfriends were the ones who got in trouble. I was kind of treated a little bit better, you know, than they were because I was perceived as female. So obviously the police, because everyone knows cops, when they go into a situation, they have their preconceived notions, you know, and then we could talk about, you know, the intersection of race and class and everything like that. But, you know, someone that looks like me, they want to see me as a victim if they even walk in. So, I mean, a lot of times that kind of benefited me getting out of a lot of...
I don't know if y'all heard that shit, but for a pro tip, I guess, if you don't want to get into some shit when the cops come, tuck your dick away.
I got laid off during the pandemic. Like, I was brought back briefly, and then my position was completely eliminated. But I was brought back, demoted to an hourly employee while I saw a guy that I was working with who had worse numbers before the pandemic than I did. He was making $50,000 a year and given like a salaried management position, and I was given an hourly employee position after that.
Somebody found out you had a dick.
There's a lot to dive into there. GW, did you get your mic fixed? Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Hi, GW. Are you there?
Good Lord, no. I have, my house is, I'm trying.
No, whatever you did now is perfect. You can just be the voice behind whatever icon that is. Oh, there you go. There you go.
I have things on. No, wait, they don't work. Maybe I can keep freaking. So, okay. These, no battery, but maybe the internet thinks they're working. Like,
yeah. See, men, I think, you know, as much as women like to say they have more priorities, when it comes to like maybe life or family, they do. But when it comes down to job shit, you can tell even on their show, the guys are the ones that are prepared and, you know, have their shit together. But, you know, because they got tits, it's all hunky-dory. We catch hell when we fuck up our shows.
I'm excited to have you.
I'm going to try it again. Hold on, I don't want, you know, people getting all riled up because you can see my pajama shirt.
We're very rowdy right now, yeah.
I had a question for the ladies too. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Tsunami's finally in. Holy shit.
Tsunami, what's up, babe?
Hey.
Oh, did I say babe on the feminist show? I'm sorry.
Hey, my technical retardation kicked in hella hard. Good now. Hey, how y'all doing?
We're fantastic. All right,
I wonder if I could join their show while we're doing this on my tablet. That'd fuck them all up.
Take a minute to deal with the fact that we had 20 minutes of technical issues on the fucking show. Okay.
Right, really.
It's a feminist show. Take it easy.
Yeah, amateurs. 20 minutes of technical difficulties.
I want to know this.
I laugh at that.
Does being a feminist mean you're anti-man?
No.
According to the media, it does.
I mean, like as a boss or as a...
It just means you want to be respected as much. You know what I mean? Like, I can even tell you instances that like sometimes men are just blatantly rude and they don't care. Like I remember my friend, she was in Army, and just some of the horror stories she had was like, you just don't understand how they disrespect women, like, you know, and she was like kind of one of the only females. And she ended up being like a, I forgot what they call it. You know, the ones who be like, left, right, left, left, right,
Drill
left.
sergeant.
Right. Drill sergeant?
Yes, yes. And like until she got that position, and it took her a while to get there, that's when she got a little bit of respect. I was like, wow, I can't even imagine. Like people really feeling like that you don't have their back when you've been trained to do the same things you've been trained to do. We've been through the same war. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's sad. But no, that doesn't mean that, you know, I'm male bash or anything like that. I just want the same opportunities, the same rights.
The same thing.
So do
do
we.
you get mad when men try to mansplain stuff to you?
Oh, yeah.
Give me an example, Saddam.
Sometimes it depends on instance. Yeah, you know, if they don't know what I know.
Nizzle, we are on the air listening to this horse shit
You
they're
ever had a
saying.
man say, why are you driving a car with the engine light on? Don't you know what that means?
That means you left your fucking gas cap on when you got fuel.
You know what's funny? I don't want to dive into that.
It's the oil light, baby.
I
What
was
do you mean you gotta go get the oil change?
I was about to dive in on this, but I'm gonna leave it alone. We talked about that kind of what you were talking about, Tintin, on the first episode. In GW, I think you're back, and I think you're good, but we'll get to that in a second. But like we were talking about, I mean,
Let
you
me
know,
see if
first
this is
was the
gonna
right
work.
vote, we got that.
All right, so for the people who are in the what the fuck land, Big Snizzle done came in to join in, and Mama Snizzle.
Mama Sniz!
And I'm gonna see if I can't invade on this show because I got a couple questions
I
just
thought
for
it was
these.
supposed to be all chicks. Why is there two dudes?
Two of them didn't show up.
And
Typical.
Are they
That's feminism.
Or are they identifying?
Well, I know. Well, I ain't even gonna say that about that. One of them's kind of weird.
Don't say that. I was with her.
One of them's kind of weird.
Yeah, we'll leave it like that.
Is it the daytime that's weird or the nighttime that's weird?
It's the peekaboo.
It's it's the peekaboo. That's what that's what's weird. It's the peekaboo.
That's in between his legs.
Act more masculinely, and that's why you'll see a lot of times in elections. You know, if they're
Hence
too
hope it ain't bigger.
emotional,
Ha, ha,
or they
ha.
come out too much on the cultural
That could be a
issues,
shady
they'll
situation.
be called like a bleeding vagina. They'll be called any type of thing like that. That's not strong enough.
I never
for the
called a
role.
bleeding
But like
vagina, so
Hillary
you get punched in the
Clinton, I
mouth.
disagreed with her. I did not vote for her. But that being said, Hillary Clinton, because
How the hell do
she
you
was
know?
very career,
Transmit? I mean,
you know, very she had very high qualifications. She knew it, and she acted as such. She was labeled by mainstream population as a bitch. You know,
'Cause she was a bitch.
No, she was labeled as a bitch because she was a bitch.
Yeah.
Where he was like,
And she
I
was
wanted her
conniving
to
at that.
Carlson. He said, seeing her made me
Lying,
feel like I
conniving
was
bitch.
castrated. I practically wanted to cross my legs. So oftentimes you have to overgo these stereotypes.
Does that not happen often?
Of why women sometimes have difficulty or are not wanting to go into these
Is that how you
these
keep it
more
back?
powerful business-minded roles. Psychological.
I've had a day. I shouldn't be on this show.
Women don't want
No, it was a good day. I've been working all day, and I've been home alone all day. So I just
I was working all day too.
In a way, it
Got
feels
it.
like it emasculates the man. You know, when they have to answer to a woman, like in society, in a whole, like pretty much.
I'm trying to.
They would love my
Do you guys have jobs?
stay-at-home dad
Do you prefer-
viewpoint
do you
right
prefer
here.
male
It doesn't
supervisor or
emasculate
female
anything.
Well, I done heard so many contradictions so far.
They contradict the method, the religion of feminism. The ideology of feminism is actually a good one. The religion of feminism is when it gets fucked up and bad.
I agree.
But why are you just letting that sit there and burn?
The viewers as well. By the way, like us, share us, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, y'all want equality? Let's be real here. How often do you fantasize about fucking your supervisor if they're the opposite sex? This is just
What kind of fucking question was that, you dumb dick, in the middle of a feminist show?
His mother was sitting there that you forgot about.
No, I didn't forget about that
It
one.
was about to go out.
It was supposed to go out.
Nobody told me that. I thought I was doing my civic duty. I was being a Boy Scout. I didn't give you that battery back, right?
I've had female supervisors. I feel like female supervisors feel like they have something to prove. You know what I mean? They don't want to seem soft, so they try to be extra hard. You know what I mean?
So what just happened? Oh, here we go.
I've had like a chip on their shoulder. Like,
Yeah.
one or two ways. Like, they're
I
hard
need a
like
swamage.
that, and they want to be hard because they're trying to, whatever.
Son of
Or
a bitch.
I want to prove to everybody that told me I'm wrong. So I'm going to be a super bitch the whole time.
I have no clue what the fuck Ryan is saying. He shouldn't be chiming in on this woman's conversation because he just fucked everything all up.
Yep, and, like, I will say
The list is too long. The list is too long.
he does it on every show.
He added too much testosterone to an estrogen show.
Then a female would have to step up and into a higher, demeanor of herself because she's already.
Man,
all
if you
that
don't know what words
testosterone
mean,
around
don't
her.
use
She
them.
can't be walking in crying because she on her period. She got cramps and shit. You know what I'm saying? So.
She just say she has cramps and shit. Why is this woman talking? Oh my!
That's not what she
fucking
said.
God. That's not what she said.
So
It
she
is.
said-
Thank
okay,
you.
I missed that part then.
Thank you.
I heard the
I was
first
like,
part.
why the fuck would you even bring that up?
Don't try to be
I'ma shut up.
crazy hard.
It don't matter.
You know.
It don't
Yeah, I
matter.
work in a female-dominated, profession. I work in the healthcare field. It's a very female-predominated profession, and I mean, there's female bitches that have,
how'd you get a
there's
job like
cool
that? Fuck
motherfuckers
it.
too. So
She's gotta be
it all
like the
just
one that changes
depends
the
on their own
sheets.
personality and how they take the job.
She
What
can't.
about the
I can't.
doctors?
She can go to nurses for us, so shit like that. No. I guarantee you, no, she's like a home health care like I used to do.
I know doctors can be
Yo.
tough.
Yo. Gotta be.
Crazy.
Tap on the three dots.
But like we were talking about last week,
Yeah, she's no.
we felt like
Fuck. No.
feminism is kind of
She
like
got her
almost,
STNA
I don't
though.
want to say going too far, because I feel like some of the stuff, and I'm gonna get
That
into
was
some trouble
that.
for
Oh,
this.
shut up.
Some of the stuff in like the Me Too movement is a little
See,
extreme.
now,
Pound me
Because I feel
too.
like there's a
I don't know
difference
if
between,
Rob's
like,
gonna
even just
go
a
into what he went
child
into
molester
last
and
week,
somebody
but
that had a bad day.
everything he says about feminism,
You know what I'm saying?
if
I
you would
feel
switch
like
the
there's a
word
difference
feminism and
between
racism
we're
over,
blurring the
he would
line
totally be
to say
against
that
it.
Anybody that did anything stupid ever is like canceled, and I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit far.
I wish y'all had taken the chance to. Well, on the third episode, we'll go back and watch all these so we can dive
Yeah.
into.
Are these people hearing that? Or they're just hearing dead air?
I don't know, Alexa.
They're hearing each other. We're just broadcasting to our people.
So they have no clue what's going on as we're sitting here trying to listen to them.
Yep.
They're just hearing dead air. What's the point of that?
Because this is supposed to be an all-female show, and it was just our take on their show. But I was gonna try to butt in on their shit, and it's just taking me fucking forever. Maybe just because I got a buzz already, and I don't have my
Lucky.
fucking glass. Son of a bitch.
Because I'm I was sick, so this is all secondhand account. But that being said, I mean, 20 years ago.
Yeah, that didn't sound like the normal. I gotta go outside kind of work.
Socially,
Or even somebody's like,
if the guy was
that's not how they bark at us.
Right.
I'm a female.
Home unless I get what I want. I mean, how many times, so I think a lot of times, we don't realize the societal pressure or the countless times, and I'm not saying that these are instances of rape or should be treated as such. I'm just saying a lot of times when people use the example, a bad date, it's like, you don't realize, like, sometimes there's so much pressure from the guy, and the girl's like, just thinking to herself, she's gonna take it anyway unless I do. And then I feel like that happens so much, and that gets discounted. So I think that date example.
No, you bring up a good point because that's one thing that, hold on, Ryan, that's one thing I think the men need to be educated on, and me myself, because I've always considered a bad date as, I'm drunk, I'm horny, and the woman's just like, just give them something so they'll just go to sleep or whatever. That's still technically being forced to have sex and you didn't want to.
Just if you
what?
So,
like with that example you just gave, not to like bury myself here, but that example you just gave, I'm gonna give him what he wants and just take it anyway. You don't know that? You just gave, the guy wanted sex, you gave him sex, you consented, he thought everything was fine, and now you got a problem. Now with this topic, I was trying to like reword it.
Yeah, it's
kind of messy, like, and I was trying to reword what we were actually talking about. We were more talking about celebrities and stars, and when these allegations come from 20, 30 years in the past, and people are like,
what?
Well,
yeah.
I went out with him. I didn't know it was going to be like that, or I took the money.
Well, it was like the what was it, the Louis C.K. thing?
To get the contract, but now I regret it.
No, Louis C.K. was totally different. I totally respect the fuck out.
Wait a second. I want to make sure I'm remembering the right person for the right event. Is that the one where he just kind of pulled it out and started wanking it, and then like the girls kind of turned around and were like, "What are you doing?"
Well, it was kind of like that. What he did was they were all partying,
right? But
he walked in the bathroom.
The point of it is, she was like, "What the fuck you doing?"
It was two of them, and they were like, "Yeah."
And he was like, "Oh shit, I got the wrong impression. I'm sorry." He put it away.
Right.
And he didn't proceed.
Right.
He
didn't lie about it neither.
Right.
When they asked him about it, and that's why he's still on the air, and everybody else is fucking all canceled and shit. He just came out and was like, yeah, and he even said it in the show. I pulled my dick out. They said that it wasn't that type of party. And I went in the bathroom, I rubbed it. Well, he didn't say rub one out and jacked off, and he fucking, went about his shit.
Right,
So, I mean,
and that's basically what I took away from his incident. That's what I wanted to make sure of.
Just be like, oh, well, I just went along with it, and then I did it the next morning. That's a regret. Like, there's a
new tablet. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm going to try to quit trying.
Okay, she's thinking the same thing, right?
I can't.
Talking like that, Rach, too.
Now, mind you, even though they can't
Guys
hear
have those
us,
same stories. Woke up the next morning and was like, "Oh fuck, man! Like, I regret this decision now."
yeah, this guys don't do the walk of shame. We do the arm slide out from under the pillow. We try to get out the fucking house
You
as
trap
quick as.
wolf. You just gnaw your own arm off to get the fuck out of there.
And then you sit on somebody's podcast and tell everybody the dumb shit you fucking did.
and then she decided that was that way. Like, no, it wasn't. Yeah, he lied.
So is it me or did none of this say shit about feminism yet?
So far, we haven't talked about feminism since I've been here.
Skating around the topic here.
That's what I feel like feminism is these days. It's we want what we want, but if you ask us any questions about it or tell us to justify it, we'll tell you a story about us fucking somebody on the pool table.
We want complete equality, but could you give us extra, special treatment
Right.
in that equality
Nobody
until we
wants
don't want
complete
it and we
equality.
want somebody else's help? Then we want somebody else's help.
Because if it's complete equality, then when women and children get on the fucking boat, move your fucking ass over. I want on that boat too.
Yep, I agree.
Right.
Equality is
women, right.
equality. And like you said, the ideal of feminism is great, but what it's become is ridiculous.
And this whole shit that they were talking about, the whole job thing. I know chicks who got jobs just because they showed a little more cleavage and didn't have any fucking skill at all than fucking, guys who, just because they got a dick, they got a higher wage or got the more hours.
And right now, I have the best female boss that I've ever had in my entire life.
Best boss you've ever had,
I've
period.
ever had in my life. My last boss, that was a man, was a total dicktard. So, I mean, that's not true either.
Well, the impression that I get from what they're saying is that the only reason why it was a dick towards you was because you're a woman.
He only hires women.
That's what they don't take into consideration.
Right.
Yeah, when's the last time you saw a dude bartending there?
Exactly.
Never.
I know plenty of bars that got one or two bartenders who are men, but
Usually-
the rest are like 10 fucking barmaids.
But also, too, a lot of...
Barmaids bring in the money.
They do. And you will notice in a lot of more like higher end bars, like where guys are still like lawyers, doctors, politicians, where people are still showing up in shirts with collars for the most. You find a lot of men bartenders in those establishments, and they're the old school. They still have like a collared shirt on and an apron, and you know what I mean.
Well, that's a different type of establishment,
right? But that's regular, like McGarvey's used to be in Annapolis. You go in there were only male bartenders, but they were that old school.
And then you also got to think about, you got to play to your crowd.
Yep.
If you got a fucking a bar that predominantly from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night, you got a bunch of older females coming in to drink after work. Maybe there's a plant or something nearby. Then you're gonna have a male bartender. But if you got a fucking factory or a bunch of predominantly men jobs around, and they all get out of work at a specific time, then you're gonna have predominantly women fucking bartenders. You're just playing to your crowd.
Right. Because I see your point of view, Rob, what you're talking about.
Oh, she's talking.
Because I don't necessarily agree with that either. Something that long ago, it's like, how long you been sitting on that? Haven't you done other shit for people?
Right.
And that amount of time,
The Cosby thing I get. Like the Bill Cosby thing I get because he did that to a lot of females, But, if it's like just one girl.
It's also completely different. He straight up fucking drugged them and then did what he wanted. It wasn't like him and this chick. No, it's not like him and this chick were partying all night.
See, that's what you don't know.
And he was just as fucked up as she was.
I don't know if he did all of them. I don't know how much they can prove.
Not with everything that's stacked against him in that, bro. It's not. It actually went in a weird rotation, so this actually goes back to you now.
Yeah. I need to go grab my glass.
I'll get it. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, no, don't do that, Ryan.
Thank you, sir.
Oh my god, I wish I would have brought my laptop. I just want to get in and be like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? See, I got a new tablet, and it isn't all set. I mean, it's a Galaxy like the rest of them, but it ain't all set up with all this shit. So I got to remember passwords and fucking all that.
It's coming at me from all angles. I don't think she can take much more, Captain. I'm giving her all she's got.
What I say about it? Yeah. The thing is, okay,
No glass?
she wanted to put...
Joyce is getting it. She's the one that said she was
sorry.
getting it, not Kat.
See, that would have been misogynist. I saw tits.
What the fuck is this shit?
I saw tits go upstairs. That was it.
No glass? I looked at it like, motherfucker, what?
No glass?
Who the fuck you
You see how I
You
kind of
mashed up
cringed up?
potatoes yet,
Because
bitch?
as soon as it filtered, I was like, I'm gonna get smacked.
I mashed the potatoes today.
Yeah, that was what's happening. Like, I love you,
I
brother,
knew it.
but
No.
you almost got fucked up.
Nope, that's like talking shit to the cops. You talk shit to the cops and you get your face baked off the fucking hood. You got no you can't say nothing about getting, police brutality. Now, if I'd have asked you and then asked you that and then got smacked, then, then I'd be like, Cat just fucking hit
You
me.
should have seen them the last time they were at my house.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, no, not the last time. The time before that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the last time they were at your house.
No, the time before that was when they were there for me. The last time they were there was this week when I called them on Lil J. And kid's retarded.
What were you going to say, Alexi? Go ahead.
I think with these
Fuck off.
things, something that often gets overlooked is
When they came for me, I was
Greg,
calm with
I'm
them.
gonna kick him in the balls tonight.
But that
We're not gonna speak on that.
He
Well,
said,
it don't matter.
I dealt with
There's
the
no
police.
case, there's no
No,
nothing.
no.
they came in an assistance.
I understand, but we're not gonna speak on that
You
right
know
now.
why? I don't have to deal with them.
That was a
Yeah,
bad-
yeah,
that was
yeah,
bad
I
night
do,
for
I
all of
do.
us.
It was, dude, I couldn't, hearing
I have
everything.
to deal with
That
it.
helped you out a little bit.
Something was fucked up in the universe that night.
One shrew away from the fucking
Because
store.
I wasn't anything like that, and then something just tilted the pinball machine, you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember. Like, it was a blackout state, and I was not drinking.
They just mentioned that they heard us on Eargasm, and they just get 15% off. That's right, 15% off. Rob, can you believe
That
it?
GW's been trying to get on since the beginning. She was there for a quick minute and it was done.
Oh, no, they do it.
That's my
Neither do I.
grandkids.
Neither do I.
But I'm just saying, I think there's a better location.
And ladies and gentlemen of our listening people, the reason why ain't nothing really going on is because ain't nothing going on. I'm very disappointed on this whole feminist show.
This hasn't discussed the
This
topic.
sounds like a bunch of gossip to me.
This is discussed sexual assault awareness. This is discussed income inequality. This is discussed sexism. But they haven't once discussed feminism, period. What it is, what it's defined as. And like a lot of things out in society now, it started as this, but it's become to mean this. When this was good, you know, when it was about the women that wanted to be able to get jobs in the factories just like the dudes could, but they were simply barred because they were women, period. When feminism first started, it wasn't what it is now.
There's no end game to it.
But it didn't start. It didn't start to become what it was.
Exactly.
It started to protect women, and it started to, you know, when you could still, when it didn't matter to the neighbors. It didn't matter if the neighbors called the cops or not when you were beating the fuck out of your wife because they were either A, not going to respond, or they were just going to show up and be like, look, dude.
Quit it.
And then leave, and you keep wailing on her. Back in those days, yeah, that's not what it. That's what it started over. It never was intended to become what it is today.
Well, see,
The problem with it is it was meant to go to a certain point, and then that's when what we talk about is, okay, we reached that equal status, now it's over. Well, now everybody who wants to be part of a militant movement doesn't have anything to fight about. So we gotta go. We gotta keep coming up with issues to fight about.
We'll see
Because it's what we do as people.
All right, wait a minute. Well, we talked about it on the last show. It actually went a little bit further back than the wife beater days. I mean, it was, you know, women wanted to be able to vote, women wanted to be able to work, women wanted to be able to do all that, and that was a good thing.
You
That
know,
was a good
blacks
thing.
could vote before women could.
But yeah,
There's a lot of misconceptions. You know, a lot of people tend to think of
yeah.
Okay.
We're
Hold on, no, she's actually getting to feminism now.
quoting and culture. Those are not my thoughts.
Oh.
That being said, so what do we think of some of the thoughts about feminism and the
Oh,
misconceptions?
she tried to bring it back too.
Oh,
At least she's trying to bring it back.
Really a man.
how long I got? Shit.
Right.
I've dated many a man, and I am a feminist. I do associate myself in that category. But however, like as we stated prior, you know, it's not necessarily that we're trying to take anything from a man. We're not trying to take your manhood from you. We don't want to take away chivalry. Like, I know females that don't want their door held open, but that's not me. That's not for every female. Like, I still fairly enjoy
She's one of the comics.
chivalry.
Like, she's one of the comics I performed with her Saturday.
Take off my clothes. Show kindness. Still give me the intellectual courtesy that you would give a male. Like,
See, I think she gets it.
it's not that
She
hard.
kinda-
Like,
she
it's
gets
She
hard
does
that-
actually. It as much as I
that we
hate
want. It's
ghetto
not
speak,
that we want
she
it.
actually explained it very, 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 you know.
We just
Eloquently,
wanna
yeah.
keep
No,
people
not
still
eloquently
really
at all,
show
but she
that
made
we
the
have,
point.
you know, the
eloquently
It's
for
like the
ghetto
difference
speak.
between Matthew's handwriting
Yeah, I
and
was gonna say
mine.
it's pretty good ghetto speak if that's what you want to
Yeah.
call it.
qualities, and we can our attributes.
And don't let her fool you. Like I said, I perform with her. That's
appreciate.
she has a very good
Yeah, and I
like
mean, I
stage
think that's
presence and
Well, she
everything.
sounds
to
intelligent,
look at.
like
It's like we
regardless of
But she also just in the
speech is
bullshit
cultural.
of the feminism.
Speech is cultural. So
She knows how to
how
use
she-
her being a woman to get what she
how
wants.
she grew up is why she speaks the way she
She's
does.
very,
Speech is cultural. But no, she sounds actually very intelligent.
She's very
One of the few
expressive
that I've
in her
seen
face.
so far that
Men
does.
or we hate men.
She what?
She's very expressive with her face, which I find is actually very good when you're a comedian.
Oh God, yes. Even watch the difference just in sitcoms.
Hey, Kat, do I still have
Where-
beers in your fridge? Not in the freezer.
Depending on
in the
who's
fridge.
playing the character, you know, a different person
I
playing the
appreciate
same
that. That
character, doing the same, you know, giving
No.
the same lines. Like
Just because I was that
watch anything
stupid
with
for that other comment, I deserve to get
John
my ass
Lithgow.
up.
Third
Yeah,
I
Life from
appreciate
Sunny.
it though.
Because his facial
He's
expressions.
so yeah.
That's all. I don't hate men. I love men. I love dick. I love balls. I love it all. You know.
And I think
Marco's like, why can't I get in on this one right now?
Started your furnace. I didn't catch the last.
There's also the 30 movement, and it's like I think
Oh,
part
okay.
of feminism is a lot of times.
I don't like the so-called
That'd be going
feminists
old,
that
Marco. That'd be
cherry-pick
That'd be going
the-
old school. That's a Motorola brick right there.
My
Oh,
ears are
dude,
stuffy.
dude.
I'm sorry, I stared into your mouth so I can read your lips. I'm sorry.
That's all you.
The other show that we did with my dude Will, he looked like the Cheshire Cat, dude.
Everyone saw back in 2015 Big Red during the Gamergate days, and that you scanned all the
The fuck is Gamergate?
like screaming.
I don't know.
So,
I'm too old for
Rob,
that shit.
from a male perspective, what do you think about some of the bad rap feminism gets?
Well, I think, man, I got some.
Robbie digging himself a hole. He tries to be good, but you can tell he wants to snap.
I feel like I raised my daughter very strong, independent, smart as hell.
You do an auction machine.
And she'll be 25 here in another week, and she's a beast. You know what I mean? She knows what she wants, whatever. But I feel like this modern feminism has made it confusing as far as how to have a relationship with a man.
You look
You know
like
what
I feel.
Amber Road.
I
has
worked
something
19
called
hours
Hobo.
yesterday.
Have you ever heard
That's a
of
lot.
it? Right?
And then I woke up at
Um,
7:30 this morning and kept going.
Popping up.
Like on purpose?
Where
Remodeling my house.
They want to hear about thoughts on the show.
But I think that's
Walls and all,
manipulated what
all the plaster.
men want from
See, I'd have a hard time staying motivated on that. I'd be
Oh
like, it's my shit, I'm taking a nap.
That stuff's the easy stuff. That's the easy stuff.
I'd be like, I'm taking a nap. I'm behind schedule.
You hit a rhythm and you just keep going.
Here's a question I got for.
I'm behind schedule, I'm taking a nap.
Hey, shut, hey, stop. Here's a question I got for the guys in the room. For the, you know, as far as what they're talking about here. Could we all agree, once the pants got tighter on men, the whole feminism movement blew up?
You have to take it for what
When guys started wearing skinny jeans,
I don't think you could oversimplify it like that. Oh, wait, I'm not a man. Sorry.
I'm
Y'all
just
go.
time-stamping it.
Yeah, to timestamp it, yes.
To timestamp
Not
it.
causation.
No, I'm just saying to timestamp it. It's just a weird fucking coincidence that when skinny, you know,
Once when dudes started wearing dresses to award
yeah,
ceremonies.
and the rompers, and
Man
shit like that.
buns.
Yeah, oh god, the twat knots, I hate them. I fucking hate them. And that's when this shit started blowing up.
Guy liner. No, it's been around since the 80s.
Yeah.
See, I can't say that I'm a feminist. I don't know, because I do truly believe there are roles between men and women, not necessarily the same ones society believes, but in each relationship, I think that each person has a role. I don't think that's based off of man, woman, blah, 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 but it's whatever works in your relationship. But there's still a role there. But if I'm stronger than you, if I as a female am stronger than you as a male, I have a very difficult time respecting you as a male.
That's understandable.
But there are women that are not like that. And there are men that
I mean,
are not like that. When you get into that
exactly.
role.
You know, that's just like some people are doms and some people are subs.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy
Not
or
even
a
talking
chick.
in a bedroom experience. Like
No, I'm
not
talking
even
just,
in
you know,
real life, in their
Right.
natural personalities.
Yeah, I
some
totally
are more
get
dominant,
that.
some are more submissive, some are more alpha, some are, you know, there's the Grant Cardones.
Some of them like to swap roles, like they change their underwear.
But see, here's my thing. The way I see
You don't even want to see the
feminism
Alaskan bush people.
is in equality wise is when you are in a role with another person, even though say that role is for a woman, but there's the guys because there's guys secretaries, there's guys nurses, shit like that. Huh?
Circles around the fucking subject.
Well, let's keep doing our show then.
Right.
Shut this shit off.
Yeah.
So
Put some music on in the background.
Like, that's got to go.
Play some Pantera, goddammit!
No, we did that already.
If you guys are equals
one of
in
them
that
days.
role, then you guys are equals in that role. Now, if you in that role are better, whether it was made for you or not, then yeah, you would get paid more, you would get better benefits. But if he excelled in that role, then he should be better.
Agree.
And that goes on both ends, females and males. But now on everything else, the cherry picking of the fucking, oh, well, I'm a strong woman, but if the house is on fire, I get to get out first. I get to get on the lifeboat first. Or, we don't want to pay for dates. Or we don't want to pay for it. Now, mind you, there are a lot of women that, do it's back and forth or whatever. But, basically, especially on a first date, if a dude says, "Are we gonna pay for our own?" or "You got this, girl," or you got something on the gas, all fucking hell would break loose.
You're right.
All hell would break loose.
You're right.
The women don't want that shit, and I'm really, really curious on how gay dudes handle that.
Honestly, I think they probably
That's
handle
the
it just
kid
the
in
way
the brick
everybody
wall.
else should
Honestly,
handle it.
you want
And
me
they
to-
probably just communicate and fucking
you
talk
know
about
what?
it.
They probably handle it better.
And they both
than
know where they
any
want to
other
eat ahead of
grouping
time.
Of people.
Dude, I got no
Because
problems picking
in
where to
that-
eat.
in
I don't
that
know what that
community, they
female thing
probably
is. I'll be
handle it
like, I'll
better
tell you
than
right
any
now where
other
we're eating. 2 or 3 places. We go all 3.
community you would-
What one person speaking?
They probably, agreeing with her, they probably handle it better than any of the other, I don't know how to say it, groupings of people. Within that community, amongst themselves, they typically have very good communication skills in their relationships. They're usually pretty...
Yeah, but I wonder now that is gay
So,
men.
they
like
probably...
lesbians
and yeah, that
probably
is-
never get to eat. They would never make it to the car. What do you
Neither
want
of
to
them-
eat? I don't
neither
care.
of-
No, I don't
neither-
want that.
wait,
I don't want
neither
that
of them
either.
are- yeah, neither of them are paying, and neither of them knows where to go. But that's also stages of life too, because our family isn't a societal role reversal.
I mean, I played both roles. I was the stay-at-home mom. I was the fucking single dad and shit, and I was also the breadwinner. And I've played both roles, and I don't knock either one of them. But here's a perfect example: my son's ex. My son, I mean, he didn't finish school. He got the knowledge that he got. He started roofing, and he actually started doing good for himself. Now, this poor boy is pasty white, ginger. In the middle of the fucking summer, he's doing roofs. Busting his ass from anywhere
Come home
from
looking like bacon.
10 to fucking 12 hours a day. His ex would get online and piss and moan and bitch at him because he didn't have time for her. And that being at home with the kids was worse and more work than it was for him. Bitch, look, like I said, I played both roles.
It's a different kind of
with
work.
handicapped children
It's a different
also.
kind of work.
It's just a different
But,
kind of work.
Don't be... You ever been on the roof? Jared might have. Eugene, I
have.
know you have. I have. Greg probably has. Been on the roof?
She's done it.
You done roofing?
What the fuck?
Middle of the fucking
That was
summer beaming down on you.
Sexism.
That boy is like maybe 120 pounds soaking wet. Look, I understand taking care of the kids and taking care of the home is a job. It's a big job.
It is.
But don't give me that. I'm the female and I'm the mom and I'm doing no, man.
We've done it both. We've done it both ways. Where I was the breadwinner, she stayed at home. I mean, I would travel for work, so she would also kind of play the role of single mom because I'd just be out of town.
And I ain't knocking that shit either.
I know.
but
Let me finish. And it is now flipped, where she is the one out working. I am the one at home. And people that have listened before know I have worked some extremely, extremely physically demanding jobs and excelled at them. there's a lot of shit that I do daily now, staying at home. That, dude, my fucking back hurts more now.
Fuck yeah.
Than it did when I worked in the oil field. Do a load of dishes, man. I gotta go find something to do where I'm like bending over and stretching that area of my back out. Like, and there's a different mental
that's
stress
what I was
to
gonna
it.
say.
Because
the mental,
in the oil field or even any construction, like you're framing, it's just it's repetitive. It's just one thing after another. 16 inches, you lay the wall out, and then what do? You go into auto mode. Blah, 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 blah. Once you're same thing with running pipe.
Well, I don't know
Hook a pipe,
about
raise
you
a
guys,
pipe, stab a pipe, drill a pipe, hook a pipe.
And we'll get to you in a second, Joyce. I don't know about you guys, but the one thing I can say, that being at home, being that at home, whatever, is a lot more stressful mentally, because at the hardest of my jobs, when I worked myself physically and I focused on what I was doing, or if I was building something, or if I was on that, the rest of the world disappeared. For that, I don't give a fuck how many hours I was at work. The rest of the world is non-existent.
That's why I love working overtime. You want to work me 14 hours?
If you did that, you're everything. I mean, and I learned myself. The one day I was exhausted and I turned my phone off was one of the worst days of my fucking life.
Yeah.
You turn your fucking phone off and some shit fucking might happen. Whereas if you're on that pipeline, if you're on that roof, if you're building that house, or if you're, under that car, you are on that's the car. The car is the world, the pipeline is the world, the house is the world. Whereas when you're playing both roles, or just one that's home, it's constantly revolving. It's constantly turning.
Luckily,
it's constantly random. Go ahead, Joyce.
2 points. One of the things, though, based off of what you just said, too, one of the main differences between, leaving to work and staying home to work, because I've done both, is, when you are at home constantly and everything, you no longer have a safe haven. You no longer have a place to shut it all off. You are constantly in the throes of it, so there is no mental break. There's no emotional
when
break.
Else comes home from work
so
and school at
you
night.
know. It may not.
You just sit in the driveway in your car for like fucking 30 minutes.
Right, we had a neighbor that used to do that.
I do it all
I'm
the
serious.
time.
Like there is no break, and so that is very difficult. And I don't think people understand that for a stay-at-home parent, or a caregiver or whatever. That they are literally they don't have the ability to shut it off. They don't have the ability to escape, to allow themselves to decompress, and that is where it becomes so very overwhelming. To whoever it's happening to, male or female. But the second, my first point that I was making before was, let me think. Hold on, it just escaped me. Don't interrupt me; it'll come back quickly. This. Fucking shit.
Bring it back to caregivers.
No. We were talking about, when you were talking about your son and working. Now, I can understand being in a relationship if it didn't start out with her staying home and him working. If it became that in the relationships, how she could kind of feel neglected. But I cannot understand a female or a male, anybody in a role that is going to shame the other person for stepping up and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. That's not just a shitty female. That's a shitty human being. Like, that's fucked up.
Right.
They're stepping up and taking care. You know what? I am sure that there are a number of things that person could do to make the other person's life a little bit easier, so that when they got home, they would have quality time when they got home. But I'm sure because of fucked up feelings, hurt, regret, jealousy, and just
even
dumb
that,
insecurity.
And I think that's a big difference.
They're not making it easier; they're only making it harder, and that's just a relationship doomed to fail.
I might have felt shitty or felt whatever I did. This person was handling shit that I couldn't do at the time being. She was taking care of me. She was taking care of my kids. No matter what the fuck my feelings. You respect that shit. You ain't out there making the money. You ain't out there doing what you gotta do. Obviously, she's doing it and she don't have to. So, I have sucked up my pride for shit. I've done what I had to do to make sure I got done for my kids. Because ultimately, again, once you choose to have kids, or even if you don't choose, once you have a child, it's fuck your feelings. It is fuck your feelings until it's over. You know, that's
to an extent, yes.
To an extent, you're right. But I mean, as far as wanting to give up, or wanting to check in, or any of that shit, or even I didn't even realize, I didn't even know what depression was until last year. You know why? Because I don't have time for depression. And I know that is not an answer, and that is not valid, and I'm pretty sure I'm full of shit. But in my mind and my mindset, I don't have time for depression. I don't have time to feel sad. I don't have time to feel remorse. I don't have time for any of that. You know what I have to have time for? I have to have time for making sure my daughter doesn't fucking end up pregnant or failing school. I got to make sure my son gets on the bus, for workshop. I got to make sure, the bills are paid. I got to make sure I got to get all this other bullshit done.
All right.
So the rest of that, I'm a machine. And when I look back and I see a lot of these people, I'm living wrong according to most people, and my mentality is wrong. But you know what? Living like a machine has made me more of a survivor than most people that I know.
And so that there's two problems that you create there. One, you are always, even if there's not a crisis, you are always living in survival mode because that's what you have done.
Yeah.
So you know what happens in survival mode? You don't thrive, you don't grow, you don't get to the next level because you're just surviving, you're not striving.
And you're really paranoid.
Right. And that's part of just being a machine. You work no machine can go without maintenance, and you of all people ought to know that from your past professions. No machine can go without maintenance. Hell, a fucking circular saw needs maintenance every once in a while. If you don't blow the sawdust
I keep it oiled.
And shit,
so does a fucking handsaw.
Right?
I keep it oiled.
She's right. So does a handsaw. You have to sharpen that.
Even the most basic. So, but here's the thing, too. Depression isn't just feeling sad. Depression isn't just.
And let me tell you, I'm not done.
Sorry.
And you know what happens when the machine breaks?
Jump in just till Marcus started again.
You find out who gives Atlas a break. And guess what? You put yourself in a situation where there is no one.
But see, that's where I take in what you just said, because that's the one thing I make sure of.
Proof, bro.
My paranoia makes me keep my machine going. So I do keep maintenance on the machine, but only so I don't come to that breakage.
But
you're right. That breakage will come.
You and I have had those nights together where they were a fucking goddamn fucking close fucking call.
Oh, yeah.
Because the machine fucking broke down. Now, we escaped it. We survived it. So we stayed in survival mode. But during that period in our lives, we weren't growing at all. We weren't growing emotionally. We weren't growing financially. We weren't growing spiritually. We weren't growing intellectually. We weren't growing at all. We were making it from one day to the next. All we were doing was we were still working on that car or working on that pipeline or framing that house. Except it was, I got to get this one off to school. I got to get this one on the bus. I got to make breakfast here. I got to do this here. We still just ran the assembly line. We just rearranged what it was on. You're still doing the same thing, but you're not allowing yourself to get the help, be it whatever kind of help it is, whether it's counseling, the right kind of meds under a good doctor who's going to pay attention to what is actually going on.
See, it's just been my experience that, if I let anybody work on my cars, 90% of the time I have to fix their fuck up. And, if I would have done it my way the first time, I would have saved the money, the hassle,
you saved the money, but you yourself even say, listen,
so,
how many times working on shit? How many times working on this shit? Because you've even admitted you're not a mechanic, you're a machinist. So what do? You don't even give a fuck if you're putting it on the right way or not. You are going to get it on there. So,
well, I try it the right way, and if I can't get it the right way, it'll get done. If you take it to
a reputable mechanic and pay the little bit of money to a good reputable mechanic, you're not going to have those issues either.
I've done that. I've been to them reputable mechanics, and at the end of the day, I had to fix it myself the right way.
You got a brand new fucking car.
And
you can't even get the bitch diagnosed unless you go to the dealer. What I'm saying is there are things that you cannot handle yourself.
Oh, I agree. When I
Maybe
do
you
have
can-
to
maybe
bow
you
out,
can work
I'll
on
bow
90
out, but
maybe you can work on 90
far and few.
Maybe you can work on 90% of your car, but there's still that 10% that.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, so
I agree.
so that's what I'm saying. Take that 10% to the right person. That's what I'm saying.
Most of the time, though, with a little research, I end up
You
finding
can't-
out how to fix that 10%.
No, you obviously have not.
So-
or you wouldn't be in your season right now, and you wouldn't be repeating your cycle.
The problem with depression.
See, I don't get to have a cycle. It's just on flow.
You do no.
I have a flowing river.
No, you like
You
to
are
believe-
motherfucking lying to
Yeah, it's
yourself.
a lazy river. That flowing river
I
is a
call
motherfucking
bullshit.
circle, bitch. You think you're going somewhere, but you're just going around in circles.
You heard from Marco? No, I ain't heard from Marco. I messaged him like 17,893
He read all
times.
my messages.
He left me
I've
me
been
on red.
asking all day what time
Oh,
the
he
show
ain't
was.
even looked at
You know
it yet.
what time I found out when the show
No,
was?
Mike, you don't have a
About an hour and
cycle
half before
season
the
at
show.
all. But listen, no. Here, wait.
But
No, dumb
speaking
motherfucker.
back to what both of you guys said,
I didn't even get to say
have
what I wanted to
taken
say yet.
Both of you guys' past advice and my kids' advice, and I'm working on a little bit of the maintenance, the medicine-wise. So we'll just see. And as far as the cycles, you know what? As a person that might be in one of the seasons, that is the one thing about the seasons. You don't know you're in it.
Right.
I have lived so many else's seasons that it's quite possible I am in my own season, and I have no clue.
I guarantee you. Here's listen. Remember, you started talking about seasons, and it put a chip on her shoulder every time the topic came up. She blah, blah, blah.
Well, I know
guess
quite
what?
a few
Well,
people.
hold on, wait a
whose
second.
chip
Let me
got on their
finish.
shoulder
Let
for
me
that.
finish.
Because they know that I'm bright.
Let
Go
me
ahead,
finish. It's because you were right. She was in her season, and then guess what? It kind of went. Her season went away, and then guess what? It became my season.
No, it's very
But
odd.
you know what?
I found
I
out
didn't-
seasons
I
have
didn't listen
something
to
to do with
anybody.
astrology.
I didn't listen to anybody when they said it. I didn't listen to anybody when they said it. And you know what? You're not listening to anybody when they say it now. So it is
No,
what
he
it
just
is.
said maybe he is.
I love you.
But
Oh no, it's on. It's
I'm
on,
here, brother man.
You know, that's one beauty of being schizophrenic. One of them, if not more, but at least one of them, are listening. So even if it's not the one that's talking, one of them are listening.
Excuse me, two of them are talking shit in the corner right now.
That's
Oh,
right.
I'm sure. That's what fucking
For
sucks
sure.
about it. But
wait,
but-
can I finish what I was trying to say
yeah.
real fast? Okay, so one of the problems with depression is first it's so overly used
It
nowadays.
is.
Same with
People
anxiety.
who really do
it's
have
like
it.
ADHD or,
Right.
or autism.
So
But-
for
everybody
people
has
that really do legitimately have it, then everybody's like, yeah, what the fuck?
Right. Okay, but one of the problems with depression is depression doesn't always manifest as I feel sad, I feel down. Depression are the days you can't get up,
Well,
the
that's
days
why
you
I
can't
made the
wake
mistake,
up.
because I didn't. Depression to me is like you just said, and I was brought up. Oh well,
And
you're just
depending-
sad, or you just can't.
And depending
Right,
on
it's
your-
not one of those things.
And depending on your personality, depression can also manifest itself as like some fucking serious like OCD focus on something.
Right,
Yeah.
overworking, not being able to say no, stretching
you know,
yourself
I
too
have-
thin.
I went from my obsessive compulsiveness to
It can also
sleeping
become hoarding.
constantly.
Right.
So that's, and I didn't realize that. I thought that was just me, but everybody else tells me that was depression. That's why I went and talked to somebody
It
about it. But
can
hoarding.
manifest itself that way. Hoarding.
Sure.
Y'all both need to not hang out. That's all I'm saying.
We're not
With
allowed
the
to
damn-
go.
At least I
damn
can trace
hoarding.
mine. I know what caused mine. Like
I don't
growing
give a
up with a
fuck
doesn't
about
matter.
crackhead.
You know
cause
what?
it.
It
You're still
doesn't-
doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, and I can't break through
It does matter.
But-
I was going to say it doesn't matter, but it does matter
You know-
that you know why. But now, what are you doing with that information?
I
Are you using it to change it?
I have a lot of stuff.
Are you using it to
When
change
you
it?
grow up with a crackhead as a brother who sold every fucking thing you
Remember.
had, and the
I know.
only way you were able to make money with certain things, you bought 5 ratchets, you bought 5 tools.
Yeah, I know.
Because 2 or 3 of them
Right.
are going to be gone.
I do it now.
There's shit. I got a fucking closet full of TVs. Every room has a TV. Those TVs are just, you need a TV? Somebody needs a TV. One of my friends needs a TV or karaoke or whatever, stupid shit. Same thing with tools. And I'm kind of glad with that because the whole van full of tools is in impound right now. So, the little bit
still
of
in
tools
impound?
I have,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So a little bit of tools I do have, You know how hard it was to fucking get my goddamn rider back together? Oh my god, with the little bullshit tools I kept in the house. All right, way off subject. But as far as the whole mental thing goes, you're absolutely right.
At least your kid
you
didn't try to turn
manifest
your house into a chop shop this week.
No, it does manifest in different ways, and I guess I'm still of that
You right.
that thinking or whatever that. Okay, so you have this shit, deal with it. 'Cause that was the way I was brought up.
Correct, and that's the wrong way. You can't always just deal with it.
Yeah,
there
but
are
when I
certain
tried
facets of
other
it you
ways,
can,
it
but
don't
the problem
work that
is,
way.
There are benefits to it because in the society we have now, people think it's such a crippling, and I'm not downplaying the ones that have the crippling depression, but it is
Right.
it is such an excuse now that there's a good balance though, because the way you were raised is not right either. The kids are raised
But it's
today,
not wrong either.
right? It's not wrong, but there has to
I'm
be a
gonna give
happy
you an
medium
example of the
between
way I was
what
raised.
it is now and what it was.
There's not one
you can't
answer
ignore
to
it and
a
it go away.
complex problem.
This-
There are
this
parts
is-
of listen. I don't care if you're on medication and seeing a kick-ass doctor and everything's going good, right? There's still going to be those days where you wake up and you're just not feeling it, and you know what you need to be able to tell yourself on those days. Well, you know what, Jared?
Just got to keep on keeping
It's
on.
just going to be one of those days. You're going to feel like this all day long. You're going to feel like this all day long. But it's not going to be forever. And you're just going to have to deal with it.
Here's a perfect
But
example.
what those other two things do is it makes those days way less. And when they're few and far between, they are manageable. It's when they start to snowball and become more often than not, that's when, like I keep saying, that's when the pinball machine blinks
This
tilt.
is where I differ. Like I said, I'm going to say this and then we're going to take a break. This is the way I was raised, and this is a very true story, and the only reason why I remember it is because it keeps me grounded. I was maybe
Or traumatized.
16, 17 years old, and I woke up, and it was one of those days where my mind wasn't right. Like I said, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia later on. Wasn't very much later on, but either way. But anyways, I came downstairs. My mom was in the kitchen, and she was cooking breakfast. My little brother wasn't up yet. It was just me, my mom, my little brother. And I forget what my mom said to trigger me, but straight, calm, very, very calm, I looked at her and I said, well, how about I go upstairs and I get my gun and I shoot you and I shoot David, my little brother, and then I shoot myself. Serious as fuck. And my mom turned the stove off and she looked at me and said, quit acting fucking stupid, go upstairs and get ready for school. Now, what the fuck are you supposed to do? I
Go
bowed
upstairs
my
and get
head
ready for
down,
school.
I went upstairs and I got ready for school. That was the way I was raised. Okay, you had a fucking stupid thought, quit acting stupid and go about your business. Now, when
And
you
that
dwell
is-
on shit or you make shit more than it is, then it becomes more than it is.
Yeah, but-
and I'm not saying
bro,
that is the truth. That is the way I was raised.
First of all, there is validity in that, and it's just that's exactly what I just said. Sometimes you just gotta fucking suck it up. Sometimes you just gotta tell yourself, go on. There's levels. It's everything. But
I handled Thorn that way.
there is no fucking person on the face of this goddamn planet who has schizophrenia that should not be medicated. Period. You're already at a level. If you have schizophrenia, you're at a level where you need to be medicated to some degree. And they're
I don't know whether it was media or my family,
it is literally,
but look,
dude,
I was taught that if a dog is telling you to kill somebody, hey, dickhead,
it doesn't-
that's a dog!
dude, you
And mind you, I've had voices say fucked up
right,
shit.
I get it,
But, I know enough, especially
and it hasn't
after my
ever grown
experiences
worse.
with
It hasn't
acid.
ever
Oh,
gotten
it's
close
got-
sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's what the fuck I'm talking about. We can go to we have actual science and medicine and stuff, and
But
we can see the
without that-
fucking brain chemistry, bro.
But without that, I handled my own. That's what I'm saying.
until the next time where you do cross the line, because you didn't have to. Just because you got how many times?
See, I don't get that
Hold on,
luxury because I have my kids.
How many times, going back as past whatever the statute of limitations is for it, did you get behind the wheel of a car and drive when you shouldn't have?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. And
that ain't fair.
Right. But the next time, you might not be so lucky. It's the same thing with those you got close to the line. It almost happened. But I talked myself out of it. Well, it almost happened. You almost hit a tree, but I've got my car to my driveway just fine.
Yeah, but I got
you
pretty
don't
good
know that you were
autopilot.
that
But one
close.
time I didn't think I could do it. I stayed here at Greg's. And that don't happen very often.
God damn it. It was an example.
But I get your example. I play devil's advocate. You know that.
No, that's not devil's advocate. That you were going off on a rabbit hole.
You're deflecting.
You are.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How's it deflected when I admitted it? And then I fucking play both sides of it.
Because you're downplaying. Like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but...
Well, but that was the way, I don't look at it. I am slowly but surely, now that I'm older, and now that I do more research and I've experienced more, now I'm starting to learn more of the other, I guess, the rest of the world's thinking on it. But my frame of mind, the way I was raised, and my...
Right.
That's what, so I still have my views and thoughts, but, I'm changing them slowly but surely with more information.
We 100% understand,
but I have to weigh that against, what's worked for me.
You don't have to weigh it against. You got to combine them together. That's the whole point of it. It's not one or the other. It's the same thing. Every show we end up back at the same thing. You cannot solve a complex problem with one simple solution. It just doesn't fucking exist. There's no miracle pill. There's no miracle plant. It doesn't exist, bro.
See, that goes back
what
to
happens if you attack a country from one direction and one direction only, or from land only? What
we gotta
the
take
fuck
a break.
happens?
We gotta take a
You
break.
fucking lose.
Break time, and it depends on the weapon.
Unless you had something else to say.
Yeah, it's break time.
There you go.
Cody. business.
Cody.
Cody, 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 Cody. Cody, 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 Cody.
And we are back. Arriba la raza. I forgot to say
Andale.
fucking happy Cinco de Mayo for all them
De
legal.
Mayo in
for all
Oregon.
them legal
We in-
Mexican Americans out there.
Malibu,
For all you illegals, fuck you. Get your ass back across the border.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah, it's just the way. And it ain't got to be illegal, whatever. Mexican makes it racist. No, it ain't. There's illegal fucking Canadians. So, you know.
Get your asses back
Right.
across the border, you
do it
Canucks.
fucking right.
Trust me, no, most of them wish they would. Most of them wish they'd open the border up so they could go back up. They don't want to be stuck here.
Fuck yeah,
Joyce
especially
can't
now.
come here no more. She's taking all my ideas, man. You something? I'm listen.
You gotta be quicker on the draw.
Like a horse named McGraw.
Right.
So,
Mother.
here's something. We're just going to switch it up now because I
Wow.
want you guys' thoughts on this shit because it's
I have
just
none.
kind of silly to me.
All right.
All right, so
shit, here we go.
Kamala Harris, our vice
Oh,
president.
man.
For the longest you'll get into this, Greg. You'll get into this. You know,
We
she
share
was
this.
one of the biggest
He's
people
on.
who made fun of Trump about Space Force. So,
Oh, fuck, dude, I was just watching that show
so
today.
why last
That's the other show I
last
was
week
watching was Space Force.
Biden made her the head of the whole Space Force shit?
Because she can give head?
I'm sure she probably can. That's what she got, or why
There you
she
go.
got where she's at.
Head. There you go.
And that is not speculation. That is not
Why-
opinion.
why-
That is
honestly-
real deal. It is documented.
Why, honestly, are you asking why Biden does anything? Because somebody fucking told him to. Biden doesn't do nothing. He doesn't even know how to wipe his goddamn ass. So somebody told him to do it. That's why he did it.
You know what? You know what we need? His cell phone number.
And then
So we can
reminded
call
him.
and ask him where he is right now and see what his answer would be.
And then told him again.
I can guarantee you call his cell phone
And then wrote it
he'll be
down.
looking for the phone on the wall.
Wrote it down. Reminded him. Put it on the mirror when he was brushing his teeth. And then told him again.
He's like, I smell almonds.
Like, seriously. He's like Kermit the Frog as the fucking president. He's a fucking puppet. Don't fucking even play.
Dude.
Pulling it off. I really don't. People are still buying it. Put him on some damn skis. Let's see it. Let's go. Let's see if he does it better. I don't think he will. I think that movie will have it better.
I want to see Joe Biden give a speech in the middle of the hood. Just an impromptu speech in the middle of the hood and see if he makes it out. That old racist fucking senile motherfucker. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because you see, they cut his shit short a lot. Even in his
You're
fucking, even in his presidential fucking, you know, where he talks to everybody. Like, you can tell they're like, oh, we ain't gonna put this in. We ain't gonna put this in. I would love to see Biden right now go to the middle of any hood, and just start speaking to the people. I bet you his ass get beat down.
I bet you can't do it.
I've seen
I bet
so
you
many
won't do it.
racist fucking shit come out
Let
of that
me
man's
email
mouth.
him.
Do
Oh
it.
my
Call
God.
him up.
No, we probably won't
Well,
get
his
an
Sally.
answer.
No, I was told if I tried to contact him one more time, I'd be visited by
Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
That's
here
who
we
you get
go.
visited by.
Black bags. Goddamn.
In the fairy suit and the whole nine. Man, it's just ugly.
Hell yeah.
Remember.
minivans that can cloak like Klingon battle cruisers and shit. They got that shit now. No, I'm just kidding. Aliens, man.
We need the cute.
Hey,
Yeah.
June is the fucking deadline for them to drop all the shit about the aliens.
Damn. Could they drop my taxes? That'd be fucking
Yeah, I'd
great.
love my taxes to drop.
Hey, now.
Nope,
Zach.
they're going up
mine to
supposedly
get fucking
for the
stripped.
rich people. But if you look into it, there are brackets on everything.
No, I mean the refund
Okay,
I'm
well,
supposed to
dude,
have.
I'm
already.
in the poor motherfucking bracket. Like, give me my goddamn money.
Yeah, just because you're poor, you're gonna get taxed more too.
I don't give.
But
I'm
just
talking about the
because you
taxes
don't
I
get
already
the amount-
filed.
The new tax plan. We're talking about the refund that's
The
already
taxes
been filed.
I already filed
The-
fucking 9-10 weeks ago that is not in my account.
Oh, imagine that! You notice how
Right,
long
we're
it
talking about
takes
the
for
money
the
that's already
mail,
supposed to
the
have. I'm
United
already-
States Postal Service to work, but all them ballots got in on time.
Dude, no, that was even direct deposit. No, come on. That shit's fucked up.
Enter.
I did payroll. Something's wrong.
And
The
they
hell.
just now auditing fucking ballots.
And I'm the little person. Like, you have no reason to audit me. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. Give me my money.
When
so
the elections happened, that was something
my
I
car!
brought. Like, they were saying, like, I even got a fucking letter in the mail that came before my own packages that said my mail might be late due to an overabundance of mail. But
nobody's mailing shit.
Everybody's ballots got in on time.
Ain't nobody mailing shit. Something shit to Amazon.
That was one of the big things, though. But everybody's shit got on time. We even delved into it on one of the shows about how fucking the Columbus fucking post office was overflowing with mail, but still the ballots got there on time.
We live in a 3-apartment.
No. Wait.
Nobody had mail today.
Before you
go, what Greg got to say.
Before you go,
Wednesday.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Anyway, if you remember, what we talked about was, we remember when an election happened, it usually happened within like 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
This one took like, what, fucking 6 goddamn months? So no, nothing got on time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nothing. The ballots supposedly got there on time. But nobody counted shit. Nobody, there was shit floating, or there was other... What?
You remember... And I don't know why it fucking did this every year or every 4 years, but every time there was a presidential election, there'd be a weed shortage.
There was.
Not at the same time.
There was.
It was every.
No,
it was available.
Here's a pro tip, and I'm sure Greg will agree. It don't matter if it was a presidential election, governor election, or mayor election. Every time election season came around, whatever you were looking for became light.
Well, I know the other stuff did too.
Now, what caused that, I don't know, but that was just the way we had to roll.
The thing is now our generation's getting older and understanding when this time comes, we need to stack up.
We see the season now.
I still never.
We see the season now.
In another circle of friends that I have, they didn't seem to have a problem with a shortage, and they did not buy any. They didn't stock up.
They
no,
didn't, but their people did. Well, you done fucked up. That's what had
I plead
happened.
the 23rd. Don't know what that one is.
Google.
Can't plead too much of shit anymore, because none of that shit means anything anymore.
Right, it can be changed tomorrow, I guess.
We all knew it was superficial to begin with, but at least we as a people of America had a little bit of faith or a little bit of respect for the fucking piece of paper. But now it's like that, you might as well wipe your ass on it.
Biden the Frog says.
Biden the Frog?
Yeah.
Right.
Like Kermit.
Right.
Can you keep up?
See,
God damn.
again, Joyce can't come here no more because she gets all my goddamn ideas.
Hey.
What?
Keep up.
Motherfucker. I'm
Let's say it
there.
faster. Faster.
Alright, I got you. I'm just gonna start yelling. Shut up!
Shut! It's all, folks.
Alright. Does he fuck Sporky?
Good. Joyce, you're...
Nah, I'm good.
You motherfucker, you got the floor!
No, I really was just trying to, as Biden the Frog says, and because y'all were talking about changing all this shit, we'll find out what Biden the Frog says next. Give up your guns. Dude, did you see the video of him falling down the steps? I know it was everywhere. Falling up the steps?
3 times!
Okay, first of all, I could do that shit on a daily, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but goddamn well, I don't care if you're 25 or 95. If you're the president and you fall up the goddamn steps,
too recent.
You better come up with something good.
Right?
I meant to do that shit, y'all. I meant to. Right now, if we all together and I trip and fall like an idiot,
I could tear a tendon and I'll be like, look, I could tear a fucking ACL and I'd be like, safe. Yeah! And then go home and be like, oh my God!
Even Trump would have turned around like I was grabbing Melania's pussy. Some shit like that.
She distracted me with that.
And you know what? That was the universe. Because not even 2 days before that, he was making fun of Trump coming out or coming down the fucking escalator, acting like he was all, you know, bougie and shit. He was making fun of him. Oh, I'd have ran down this and that. Bitch, you can't walk up steps. 3 days later, 3 days, and it wasn't once. He didn't stumble once. It was 3 fucking times, and he blamed it on wind.
Stop smoking that shit.
Now, come on, I was the one who smoking that shit and then put people in prison for it.
I have to tell you though. Okay, my mom, like, she doesn't cuss. Like,
No.
She is she's a religious
Let's
woman.
Put it this way.
But she just
You know
she
how
don't
I
cuss.
just cuss in normal fucking talking. Well, I would
All
be
of us,
just
you mean?
talk. Yeah, I would just be normal talking throughout the house and shit. And when I would talk like that, and shit or something would come out of my mouth, she would just start going,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay,
God,
my
I would
mom
love to
does
fucking kick you
not
with her.
cuss.
No, dude.
I don't even know why I brought it up. I brought up Nancy Pelosi in the car the other day, and my mother turns around and goes, Nancy Pelosi's a bitch. And I was like, oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
I'm dying right now!
I'm sure if she
My
said
mother
that,
cussed.
her and I could fucking find a common ground.
Oh my God, my
yeah.
mother cussed. I was
Good.
dying. I was
Especially
like,
because you're not
what?
me.
Oh, for sure. If I like you, she likes you. But if I married you, she don't. That's how it goes. Are we friends with them? Okay. That's how it goes. But anyway, I died laughing because like my girls visited last summer, visited my mom. They stole their phone, and they might have even said the word ass. And I immediately texted them, do one of you have grandma's phone? They were like, no, why? No, And I'm like, are you sure? Are you really sure? Because she just cussed. Really? And they played this off for a little while, and finally we're like, yeah, it was us. And then they deleted all of her messages off her phone, so my mother's oblivious. But I seriously was like, even over the
we
word
couldn't
ass.
do shit with like that with my mom, because my
You have
mom
my mother's phone.
didn't know how to work her phone. She had an old school flip phone, and you know, even if she did know how to work it, she would have said everything. Like there was nothing I could make up. Nothing I could,
My mom knows how to text now and Facebook.
My mom would have been in Spanish and English. Fuck you, fuck you. Sorry, look.
Oh my God, my mom does the shame so good. What? Great. My mom
lost my lighter, son of a bitch.
My mom does the shame so well.
See, my mom don't do shame because shame lasts too long. My mom does guilt.
No.
My mom does my mom knows guilt like a motherfucking.
She do the guilt thing. She do the guilt thing. She do the shame, guilt.
Oh my God.
You will remember it even with dementia. Cheetos,
that
Jacob, and my mom. That's gonna be there.
The subliminal like mind fuck. You know, she will make a motherfucker like, you know, somebody was a dope head. You know he was a piece of shit. But she like after you done talking to her, well, maybe he was a good guy.
Oh,
maybe. Me and my nephew got into that. That's the reason why I don't go and see my mama too much. I love my mom. She was my mom. I give her respect. She needs something, it's there. She doesn't even have to ask. But I know my brother. I knew he's fucking dead because he overdosed. But you know, it was something happened with his heart. He had a heart attack. No, he fucking overdosed. No, I know the
years
fucking
of chronic,
crackhead.
Years of chronic usage weakens the heart
he was
muscles
getting high
anyways.
the night before I did my research.
No,
he was getting high.
I'm not
no.
What I'm saying is all that time of abusing it, and then you reach a point where you
check out.
Take that hit is the one that does you in.
Now, mind you, I was the one in the fucking dope houses with this asshole. I was the one in the drugs with him. I was the one who. Don't come at me like this, some saint who just had a heart problem. Look,
right.
I ain't gonna try to put it out there, but don't try to put your mind fuckery on me. I'm a Jedi too, you know.
See, my mom does guilt very well too, but what I will say is that where I don't have to go through what you go through is she has stepped up when I've needed her to.
Oh, my mama step up quick. But best believe
you're gonna hear about it.
Oh
Forever.
yeah, yes. That's why I'm the only one of her fucking spawn that has ever paid anything back. You know, there's been a couple of times she tried to put, well, remember what I got you out of? No, I don't, because I believe I paid that back to you the next day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, we're not going to play that game. My mom's that type of person. But again, you know, she had her issues, you know, when that made her who she was. And I'm not going to lie, as much as I couldn't stand my fucking dopehead brother, a big part of him made me who I am. You know, a big part of who he was made me the paranoid person that I am, which is good because it kept me and my kids out of a lot of shit. It's made me think twice about a lot of things. You know, it's made me be prepared. You know, like somebody might take something from me, so have something hidden. You know, it made me always have a backup plan. So I guess there was its good points of it, but you know, I never really had that older brother, and what I had was a narcissistic, paranoid woman who thought that everything was against her, and that's the way she raised her child.
For sure.
So, you know, I am what I am. You know, as I get older, I learn a little bit more, but I still find in my background,
proud Cuban immigrant.
you know, I still have them core beliefs, and fuck what everybody else says. Them core beliefs got me further ahead than most people who've been doing it the so-called right way.
Truth. You're right.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
You know, and if I could do it without any kind of drug or whatever, fuck, yay on me. Now, if there are, because I do see a couple of these people who supposedly have issues that get the medicine that is happy medicine, well, hey, I'll take some happy medicine. Why not? It's like happy hour. I want to be happy for an hour. Shit.
Right?
Why not? Got any thoughts on that? You know, Greg's sitting in the back quiet as fuck tonight.
Right.
Greg has gotten himself for his birthday a Jägermeister cooler that is double fisting 2 fucking huge bottles. And when this Jaeger comes out of this pipe, it looks like fucking Sub-Zero is shooting fucking ice out of his dick.
Condensation on the nozzle.
Condensation.
Like
Greg sucking Sub-Zero's dick.
I don't know about that, but I tell you what,
you just said, man.
That looks like the Jaeger
idea.
deer is shooting fucking icicles out its fucking dick. And slowly but surely, like, Greg's quiet about it too. You see him just take back another one.
Uh-huh.
And then take back another one.
I know.
And then take back another one.
You know what? I'm not going to say who I know that went through what you were just talking about. Like, I just talked to a person recently, and they talked about how they didn't look like their papa. So he
didn't look like their papa?
Their father.
Oh, well, I'm papa, I'm grandpa, so...
Okay, I'm sorry. They didn't look like their father, so he didn't like her. And he was a drunk, he was abusive, and so he would get drunk, and then he would chase her. And she would run all over the place, and she would hide, and she talked about how her mom would step between her dad and her mom would take the beating. And... what?
Like I kind of experienced something weird like that one time in my past. Like, my youngest daughter I adopted. You know, she is my kids' sister, blood sister, but she's not my blood daughter. But her mother actually proposed to me at one time that she would give up that child if I would come back to her. And I always thought maybe I would have the same feelings of what you said, because that's like an old school way of thinking. But when I got custody, like I went and got custody of her because I couldn't like let my kids and sister fucking go floating. But I had none of that. None of that at all. I had none of those feelings at all. But to this day, her biological mother still has weird feelings like that towards her. it's fucked up. Like,
Well,
I don't get where. And again, that was a different generation,
right? But I mean, I've known this woman for a really long time, almost my entire life, and I never knew this about her, that her dad that was so abusive and so like a drunk and horrible to everyone. There was such a strong rumor that he wasn't her dad. That he used to come after her all the time and try to pin his anger on her, and she would run away. And
yeah, I never really understood that about
No,
people. I guess that got to be
I
a
don't
mental
either.
thing. But, you know, I took on the responsibility. Now, if there was some shit in between there,
right?
You know, I get it, but regardless, that child is with me.
But think
You know,
about it.
Fuck
You're
her
that
mama.
child.
Fuck that bitch's mama. But, you know, I'm choosing to raise this kid.
Okay, but you have that. You have the other experience. You have the experience of fuck that mama. I'm gonna raise this kid. So but think about it.
This is about her growing up in that, not about the parents.
She's growing up in this, like, her mom took beatings for her, and this man who wasn't her dad, but everybody thought he was, you know, constantly tried to abuse her.
Well, I see what you mean, because I thought I was going to be that person.
Fucking finish.
I want you to, because
won't
I'm
let
actually
it, though.
learning, though,
Hold on.
because I thought I was going to be the person that you're saying.
Yeah, no, but what happened was I watched. I've learned that this woman now. What has happened is she has a fear of men, and that's normal. But she has such a deep. She doesn't understand mental health issues. She doesn't understand addiction. She doesn't understand how any of those things works, because the only thing she can see is how they've hurt her in the past. So what she meets it with force. She meets it with bitterness, and she's very devout. She's very religious, because in her mind, this fantasy of a father that's good is what keeps her going. And
I kind of see that, because I see that in my daughters. Like, my daughters do not know, I mean, aside from my ex Jackie, my daughters really don't know what a mom is.
my grandfather's not here with me.
They have no real clue what the mom is. You know, in my daughter's eyes, if they don't take the example that Jackie gave them,
Just found that out.
then the example that they have is moms have kids, moms get fed up, moms dump their kids off.
I can't imagine that. I so can't imagine that.
And right, you know, because
I had a
I'm
friend,
on your side.
I mean, you went.
I know. and
I
I
found
told
the
her she wasn't
feminist
my
side of
friend
that
anymore.
where I couldn't imagine that, because I remember when I was a dad and I was not allowed to see my kids because, you know, their mamas was an asshole. You know, I became bitter, but I never showed that to my kids. I never. And if it wasn't for the little bit of example that Jackie showed them, the only example that my daughters would have was, you know, dump the kids off on their dads.
I had a friend.
This wasn't even.
I had a friend that, like, I tried to help her just kind of seek balance. Like, she was always so confused and chaotic and in pain. But, like, it became very evident in our friendship that really she just wanted to do what she wanted to fucking do. She had kids too young. She wanted to do what she wanted to fucking do, and they were in her way. And she literally she met some man, moved out of state, and signed her kids over to her mother and washed her hands of it. And I honestly, I looked right at that. I looked at her. Listen, this dude, I honestly cannot fathom or comprehend what the fuck anyone is thinking on that. I can't fathom it. I looked at my friend and was like, I don't really know you, and I haven't really spoken to her since. Excuse me. I haven't spoken to her since, because you're not the type of person I want to, like, even be associated with.
As
Who the
much
fuck are you?
Issues as I had with my kids.
Cannot imagine.
I always told them
Jay?
at 18, you got to get out.
Jay's a
But
fuck up.
That was just, that's my law.
Jay is.
But I'm not going to lie.
You're right.
My daughter, my second to the youngest daughter, a week before she turned 18, her and I got into a fight, and she moved out. Crushed me. No
Crush?
lie.
Yeah, crush.
But
For sure.
I will say this. There has been times where I had to let go of one of my children because if I didn't, it would have fucked up everybody else.
Right? And that's hard.
And to this
Damn,
day,
that's hard.
right now,
But you didn't
that's
really-
still,
but you
even if it was the right decision,
You
and
didn't
I don't
let
care
go.
what the circumstances
But you didn't really
is,
let go. You stepped back, and there's a difference.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
Yeah, he's
if
right.
they made changes and different decisions and stuff,
Because, dude,
it's not like you put a wall up and you said, that's it, never again. What you
listen.
did is you went, for the safety of everyone else, this is killing me, but there has to be some distance. Now, you change
it
your
hurts
shit
like
around.
a bitch, dude.
It does.
Right, it does.
It fucking kills.
But then if they make different decisions, then it's
Fuck
not like
you,
let them
assholes.
back. It's,
Love you,
know
but
what
fuck
I
you.
mean?
The problem is,
So you didn't
from
give
what
up
I
on your
experienced,
kids.
from
What
what
I'm
I
saying, Greg, fuck you,
experienced,
dude.
that
What I'm saying is you didn't give up
from
on
what
your
I did,
kids.
what
You
I
didn't
did,
speak
my
up when
kid
you were
got a lot
supposed to.
worse.
No, sometimes
Chop, chop, bitch.
people.
Chop,
Marco,
chop.
look at our lives and all our situations.
I have to look
They
at
all
it. They're
have to get
adults
worse
and
before they
everybody
got
fucking
better.
makes decisions. But I will not lie. If I would not have made the one decision, I feel like my daughter's life would have been better. My granddaughter's life would have been better. But we live and we learn.
Right.
I admit
Hindsight's
where
always
I'm wrong.
20/20, man.
But
There's
again,
no,
my thinking
there's
was
no
like
fucking
you said.
handbook.
Just like Jared said, my thinking was, I have younger kids in the house. I have younger girls in the
Right.
house. If I accept this and say that this is okay, then it's
What
going
is
to
it
fuck
showing
up
to
their
them?
shit.
Right,
So,
exactly.
right now, I have 2 daughters headed to college where I was supposed to have 3, or I could have had 3 daughters headed to the welfare office.
Right. Listen, I'm not. It's truth because look at my son.
And I still love my
No,
daughter to death,
listen.
but I feel like I
Marco.
took away one of her options.
Marco. In the day and the age that we live in, you did not. Because
I never used that as an
stop,
excuse, though.
stop. No, listen, hear me out on that. Because I don't even know the situation, but I'm gonna tell you this. Okay? You did not take away one of your options. Because I'm gonna guarantee, I can guarantee without knowing the situation, okay, that she left no choice but to be what you acted on. Okay? And she could have done something different. Don't give too much grace when it's not necessary. Because these kids are grown enough to know what is and what isn't and what could be. Don't let that play you. Because listen, my son, he knows. He knows when he can play me. He knows when he can't. He does his little game. But I can honestly say in my heart, I know when he's being real. I don't always want to admit when he's not, and sometimes I let that go when I shouldn't. But I do know when my son's being real. I do still know, and I will still fight for my son. But my son is fucking up, and it is coming to a point where my son will have to make a decision. Just like your daughter needed to make a decision. Now, were they prepared to make the decision they needed to? Maybe not. That's not always your fault.
No, you're right there. Let me interject there.
They're not.
Because there's a lot of outside forces.
Exactly.
That, this is okay. Oh,
Yup.
that's okay.
Yup, 100%. Because you
'cause
can.
That's what I was fighting against.
You can try your damnedest. But those outside forces, if they decide to listen to the outside force, that's not your fucking fault, dude.
And you know what?
It's
One
not
of the
my fucking
worst
fault
things
when
about
Jay does
that
it.
situation, when they're already hit everything you said that was going to happen. when everything and more has fucking hit the
For
fan,
sure.
and they call you crying and say you were right. And I'm
Breaks
sorry.
your heart. Breaks your heart.
I don't want to be right.
Right?
I don't want to be fucking right.
Not at all.
You think I'm really, you know?
And that's your kid. And that's your kid. You want to
here's
take
a
it
great
as much as
example
you can.
of how it expands.
I made that phone call as a kid. There's a reason that his nickname is Xerox.
And it goes further though, because it don't only go on to that. You know, I have grandkids that I know I could buy expensive stuff for, and I have grandkids that I know that I could, you know, like I just called to see if my one granddaughter could ride a hoverboard. Well, no, but your other grandkid could, you know, do. Well, yeah, I know that, but I know their mom's a fucking asshole or their dad, you know, whatever the situation is, it's not gonna last there. You know, I can't get my grandbaby Davina, you know, the same thing I get Peyton, because
sure.
I know that because of the fucking one choice that I made, right or wrong.
No, you're wrong.
I cannot, you know,
You're wrong.
this is what my granddaughter got to live by.
At that point, that has nothing to do with you. That's bullshit. Stop believing that lie. Because at that point, when you're there that far in, that is not you. Don't even buy into that bullshit. No, absolutely fucking not. Nope, don't interrupt me.
I agree
don't interrupt
with
me.
you, but whether
Nope,
it's me or not,
that is their parent.
I've seen the other side of the story, and you know, it works out better.
About to.
It works out better on the other side of the story.
No,
Hey,
you might not be able to
shut
buy.
up or I'm gonna sticker on you.
You might not be able to buy that baby something. No, don't put your hand up at me, Marco.
I want you to listen to this example. Greg and I went through a similar situation.
I'll be patient.
I handled the situation my
I'm
way.
resilient, motherfucker.
Greg handled the situation his way. I was totally against, even though I support my boy no matter what, this is family. Even though he went about his way, and I totally disagreed with it. Ultimately, Greg is happy. Ultimately, everybody else in that situation is happy. Whether it was right or wrong, it's happy.
Right.
Me, whether I feel like I'm right and I made a better decision, I'm not happy. I know my granddaughter is not in a better place. I know my daughter is not in a better place.
Greg, just let it go, 'cause it didn't make no
none
sense
of that
to
is
nobody.
in a better place.
Listen,
Greg, no matter what, I fucking felt like made a better decision.
Greg, nobody understands. Nobody
I get a
understands.
little
It's
bit
not even.
better-
Oh God, he's too drunk.
No.
I'm comparing Jeremy and Kylie.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Oh, okay, cool. We're cool.
You know,
That's all I needed. I just needed.
All right, cool.
That's it. Because we both hit the same situation at the pretty much same time.
Right.
And, you know, even though Greg is pretty much in the same situation, same kids around, same, you know, younger than him, he chose a different route. And ultimately, even though he still has little drama here and there he has to deal with, he is a lot happier.
Right.
Things worked out a lot better.
You know why?
You
know why? Because he stepped back and stopped trying to make the decisions for them. He's enjoyed the grandbabies that's come. He's let the grown-ass
Well,
adults...
yeah.
No.
Nobody else is trying to make any more decisions.
No.
I'm saying that initial decision.
Okay, but don't sweep me aside.
I'm not.
Think about it. Okay, you're still caught up on this initial thing. The reason
I trace back everything that I've done wrong that I know I have to pay for to its point.
You're right, and you know what? You're wrong.
I wish I was.
No, you are wrong in this, Marco. I'm telling you.
Life's not a straight line.
On God, you're fucking wrong on this.
Life's not a straight line.
Buddha, Islam, whatever the fuck, you're wrong on this. There comes to a point. No, there comes to a point. You instill all of you and your kids in all those around you. There comes to a point where then they decide to make their own fucking choices. And at that point, it's no longer about you. It's at all. It's no longer about what you think, what you believe, or what you tried to do. Because then they took the helm of their own fucking path. No. Don't try to butt me. Don't try to
I'm not
fuck
going to
with
butt.
me.
I want you to
I'm
finish.
telling you right fucking now. Every person you influence with the best of your heart and the best that you want for them, they take that knowledge and then they branch out and do their thing. Stop being a fucking martyr. Your shit's not that important, baby.
My turn?
No, not yet. Almost. Your shit's not that important. I know you're almost always right, but as far as kids go and grandkids and that shit, they make their own path. Yes, it's based off of your teachings. Partially, and everybody else's influence. But you cannot.
Take blame, yeah.
Wait, if you're going to take the blame for every negative thing that happens in your family, are you going to also take the praise for every positive thing, the credit for it? Because you like to beat yourself up. But yin yang, you can't. There's a balance. People make their own decisions.
It's Twee and Law, bro.
Yeah, you can't take all the blame. You can't take all the credit.
Twee and Law, bro.
My turn.
Maybe. Go.
All right. So
I take the chance. Wait.
Hit him.
Not yet.
Just cold cock him.
Not yet.
No, I don't want to hit him yet. I'm just saying, I may rebuttal.
This is my rebuttal.
Your rebuttal, but I may have something back. Go.
That'd be a rebuttal.
Okay.
So
first of all,
I have a feeling I got you today. I feel I have you today.
All right. Well,
motherfucker.
First of all,
come on.
Or is it a rebut button?
You are absolutely right. Once they start making their decisions, as an adult, they make their decisions.
They do.
But when they become an adult is the whole situation. And I know that because I became an adult way before I was supposed to.
Okay.
Now, here's where we're going to run into issues.
Okay, go for it, baby. I got you on this issues. I guarantee you.
I've worked out every scenario I possibly can. And
Congress, motherfucker!
If I would have changed my frame of mind or wouldn't have been such a hard ass, then I could almost guarantee things would have went a different path. Now,
sure, if I wasn't absent for half my girls fucking growing up, things might have taken a different path.
Well, sure. I was actually there for mine, but
I mean, I was just out working, but still, I was gone. Like, everything was different.
My whole issue is everything that you just said, everything that you just gave yourself credit for, everything that you just think you have me on, you contradict yourself with your own son.
Continue. Please.
Where I chose to differ was I cut that out of my life, which is exactly what you're saying that I should have did and was the right decision. But to look forward and to look at every other aspect and using Greg as an example, my decision was wrong.
Okay.
If I would have just chose to suck it up and been more supportive, my granddaughter and my daughter wouldn't be in this. They might have, but there was a better chance. There were better
odds.
Odds of becoming not what's going on now.
Okay.
So, in this whole shit here, tracing back everything, especially how I feel in karma, it goes back to that one decision. And I see every fucked up decision I made reflected in every one of my kids. I see the gullible, lovable, help everybody, heartfelt. I seen the good guy in Thorn. I seen the womanizer in Dylan.
Yep.
I see the the let me forgive everything and roll on in Mackenzie.
Yep.
I see that I don't trust anybody thug in Maria.
Yeah.
You know, I see it
Me
all
too.
in my kids.
Yep. Every personality.
But in the daughter that I am talking about now, I see the child that I gave up on. And even though I did it for the better, at least in my eyes at the time, I did it for the betterment of the rest of the kids. Now that I see what another option could have done, I made the wrong decision.
So
and I will
why
hate
you-
myself forever for that.
Greg, look.
But why?
Alright, so can I tell you what my option was? And it might make a lot more choices in your life easier. Is, okay, now me not being a biological parent, this might have a lot to do with it.
That blood don't mean shit.
No.
But alright,
Yeah.
but now, again, I don't care who you are a human being on this fucking earth. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what God you believe in, what music you listen to, what color you are, what fucking underwear you have on that fucking day.
Yep.
You're a human being, you're gonna make your own fucking choices. Alright? Now, once that kid hit 18 years old, I told him straight out, I don't care what you do. If you call me from jail, you better be in a situation that you had nothing to do with. You were at the wrong time, wrong place. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I don't care what you do with your life. You know, but at the same time, you're going to respect your mother because that's your mother. You understand what I'm saying? And that's that. Outside of that, I let every one of these kids go. And I'll tell you the same thing. Like you just said, you see every one of your personalities in every one of these kids. And it's because every one of these kids have watched you do what you did over the years and picked that personality and followed with it.
True shit.
So
That's how I pick apart my faults now.
now, at the same time,
Yeah,
let's go
but that's
back.
your past.
But let's go back
Quit being
even
a fucking
farther
martyr.
than that.
Right.
Just to your parents talking to you, saying you're always going to learn from your wrongs. You're always going to learn from your lessons. You're always, and that's what you're doing.
Of course, Jay is like he is.
You understand what I'm saying? As life goes on, we're going to learn way more.
Listen. I know.
Even the things you think you do in
No,
secret.
listen, no, I'm not one of those moms that says, "Oh, not my kid."
Oh, no.
He didn't do that. Oh, my kid has such a good heart. He didn't do that. No, I'm very realistic. On all of my children, my actual first reaction is, did my kid do that? Was that him? Was that mine? Because I understand human. And so let me just tell you right fucking now. Jay, I will frustrate, piss the fuck off, and enrage everyone in the room when it comes to my dealings with my oldest son. And I'm going to tell you why. I know when my son is using me. Sometimes I let it happen. Why is that? Because when I allow what I already know is happening to happen, I gain information. Information that is very useful later. There are also times when my son is so overwhelmed and absolutely making the worst fucking decisions of his life that he comes to me as his mama and I listen to him. I don't always give information back. I don't always give opinions. Sometimes I just listen.
Advice, right?
Sometimes I just listen because I have realized that with his bipolar ass, if he can vent, he makes the right decision himself. Okay, Then, there are times where other people think he uses me. I give him too many cigarettes. I shouldn't buy him alcohol. He's underage. Oh, fucking come at me. I shouldn't fucking give him the last charger of the house. I shouldn't fucking promise him food, whatever, cigarettes. It doesn't matter. Those things. What I understand about his mentality as my son, I'm providing something that he thinks he needs at that moment. My son is bipolar. My son is frantic at moments to try to clutch onto his thinking, his being. He needs security. I'm his security.
Okay.
Even when somebody doesn't understand it, to an extent.
Right.
To an extent. Don't come at me, Mr. Producer.
No.
I'm coming at you. I'm just wait till you're done.
Okay.
No, let me
Come
say
at
what
me.
I got to say,
I got you
and then
too.
You can say whatever you got to say.
Cool too. Okay? Okay, my son. I have seen him have the biggest heart. He will help me do anything.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else too.
Anything.
Right.
Work hard. Strong. He's tortured in his brain.
Right.
Right.
Alright, so, can I say what I was going to say?
Please do.
Again, as a human being, he is dealing with his situation.
He's dealing with his shit.
Again, as a human being. So, he got to deal with it. He got to figure his own shit out. You understand what I'm saying?
He's 16. That's close to grown.
Okay, so yeah, you're also talking to a whole bunch of motherfuckers that back when we were turning 18, that's when we were fucking adults. You know, now
right.
The older the generations get, the earlier that generation gets.
And what's his peers right now?
Okay. I'm getting off topic, but
off topic. Continue.
Anyway, as far as all that goes, he's dealing with it as a human being. You know what I mean?
Right.
And everybody as a human being has to figure out their own fucking thing.
Right.
Sure.
And you're going to have your comfort zones, and I'm sorry, but God forbid anything happens, that comfort zone is not going to be there for him. So now he's going to have to figure out as a human being how to cope without that safety zone and find another safety zone or deal with everything he's got going on.
Right.
Okay? That's what I'm saying, all right? And that's the same thing with my numbnut. You know what I mean? Shit got hectic, and you know what? I said, you know what? You do what you got to do, but you know what? Just going to stay the fuck away from here. And that was my decision. That's the way I decided to deal with it. And it's because it was two human beings fighting over the stupidest fucking shit, and that was that.
And that's what just happened this weekend, where.
Well, now,
Here he is.
Wait. We gotta
continue. Sorry.
Right, yeah. We gotta move around.
Now,
okay.
and touching on what Greg said and what you said.
Oh, my bad.
No matter what dumb decision his son made, he had a family unit that, you know, Greg and Kat go at it here and there, and Greg and Kat, you know, I've known these motherfuckers forever and only known one time to have something thrown through a windshield. You know, they've had their issues, but they knew how to work it out.
Right.
Now, the problem with you guys, and the same problem with me, and mine was a little bit worse. You know, especially my older kids, my son saw a womanizer. My son saw somebody who worked their ass off to take care of their family, but didn't really give two shits on anything else. You know, whether I changed or not, you know, they didn't see the change. They saw the initial. My daughters, especially my older ones, saw their mom forgive whatever, suck up whatever. You know, they
feel that.
And especially my daughters that stayed with their mom. I'm not going to put names out there, but they saw how to shimdiggle the system, which I hated. but their mom would do that
Shindiggle.
shit. And so now I look at everything from a, I'm looking at my past, and I'm trying to figure out the problems, trying to help out my kids. My one daughter, wants to stick with a baby daddy who treats her like shit, but she don't want to give up on him. Sounds like her mama and me. I have another daughter who has an addiction problem, who thinks that they could always figure a way out, or always run to somebody or do whatever. Wonder who that is. I have another daughter who snaps with the fucking, with a drop of the hat.
Hey,
don't trust anybody.
You're describing every person who's ever had kids.
No, but
can
no.
Look into their,
I have 2 daughters.
Well, I'm describing, what I reflected and what I did to my kids.
Sure.
Right, for sure. I have 2 daughters.
So
my oldest daughter absolutely thinks she can fix everyone. She thinks she can, because what I have shown is I will stay. I will stay to fight. We're gonna work this out. So that's what she does. My youngest daughter, 100% opposite. If you show any red flag at all, she's fucking gone. Fuck you, I'm out. I'm done. Woo, I'm out. Don't have a mental issue with her because she's fucking gone. So I get it. Like, we are a product of what we're raised of.
We got really...
But, Marco, that's not a bad thing.
We got really off the top of what you were going to say next, because we just went down this rabbit trail of we can all look at our children and identify the negative things that we've placed in them. The thing that she was saying is that's all you focus on. When one of them graduated high school, did you take the glory for them graduating?
Fucking right I did.
No, you didn't. Not really.
Fucking right I did. Because I was the only one that fucking made it, and I pushed them all.
The younger ones.
I hope they make it.
I mean the older ones when they were younger.
There comes to a point where it's not about you.
No, you don't. Every time one of
I'm
your
gonna say
kids
it
does
again.
something,
Different person
look at
once upon a
Facebook
time.
now. Every time somebody does something, you're not going. You're congratulating them. You're not on Facebook going. That's because of me. That's because of me. That's because of me.
No.
But they did that because of the good things you placed in them.
Well, the couple
So it's the
here
same
and there
thing.
I do
But
acknowledge.
it's the same thing. Yeah, but you don't acknowledge. You only focus. You hyper focus on the bad.
Say it louder for the bitches in the back.
I will admit that.
That's what.
But I do that to myself in my own life.
That's where she got you because you.
Well,
don't look at
I
the
do
positive.
hyper focus on the
So
bad.
that's why she said quit
but
being a martyr.
That's what pushes me forward. That's what makes
No,
me
it
do
doesn't.
better.
That's the anchor that drags you down.
Right.
If you're doing good, do you push to do better? No. If you're doing bad, then you push to do better.
If you're doing good, you
Only
push to
some
do
people
gooder.
think that way.
Well,
Only
I'm
some
one
people
of
think
them.
that way. If you fucking
When
like,
I became comfortable, I became lazy, and I became depressed.
okay, sure.
When I had that
But that's
strive
not
and
the
I had
same
that fight,
motherfucking
then it was
thing.
something totally different.
That's not the thing. If you put me down, I'm gonna fucking give up. You give me just a little bit of
Encourage.
attaboy, good job. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking excel to your own. You won't even fucking believe what I'll do. People are different. But stop being stop being a martyr, because the kid thing, there's a point where they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you gotta stop taking responsibility for their bad decisions as well as their good ones, because they're gonna fucking do what they're gonna do.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
That's how it is.
But what I was saying was my decision on her decision could have been better.
And you know
I
what?
get that.
And I understand that, and I appreciate that too.
Have you told her that?
Yeah.
But
Good.
also,
Then moving forward.
and I'm not saying that your advice. I mean, your advice is going to be mulled around, but there are also sometimes other situations.
Right, that's
that
exactly
might
what I was
not
saying.
be- That might not be an option
I
based
never
on
looked
the
at
other
any
person's
other option.
decision.
And I
Right,
think
you
I
never
was
looked
wrong.
at an option.
I think
right.
I was wrong for that.
And I can appreciate that. And trust me, your advice is under counsel.
And with that being said, we're going to wrap this shit up. It was What the Fuck Wednesday. Thanks everybody for listening to us. Thanks to the Eargasm guys. We got motherfucking what we got coming up? Full Hour Friday and the Stay-at-Home Comedy Show. Check out fucking Big Snizzle on the new motherfucking Metal Monday.
Coming up Social 22 somewhere.
Social 22, yeah, that's. I might be there on the 17th.
Motherfucker, you better be because I actually right by my house.
I'll go there to watch, but I don't know if I'm gonna be on. That's up to the people, you know. I don't get to choose that. I don't get to choose that.
Who gets to choose that?
Whoever's promoting the show.
Who's promoting the show, motherfucker? Give me some names.
I believe John Huff is promoting the show. John Huff.
Thursday.
But I will be up at Sheila's Bar and Grill up in Cleveland
Fucking
on
too
the
far
22nd.
away.
On the 22nd, another comedy contest I'm gonna be a hold of.
Wait, stop.
So yeah, check that shit out. And always, if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go to Upside Down Studios Facebook page.
Nobody
Big
ever
Sniz
knows
got
what the fuck you're
the
talking
Instagram
about.
going on, and the Eargasm shit, or yeah, I'd be around. If y'all don't know, you'll find out.
Y'all don't know.
Y'all
What
be
the
safe.
fuck, man.
With that being said, this was What the Fuck Wednesday. This is Greg, Big Sniz, and Mama Sniz, and we out.
We out.
Out.
Cheers and good night, y'all.
John Huff. Okay.
Think from a seed bank where it grow up. Tell me little nuggets, frosty and I love it. Time for Jay stuffing, baking cushy muffins. Hand on the stove top so drop, counterclockwise. Yams multiply, stay hustling wherever in abundance, and I'ma run it back. No fumbling. I'm doper than your parents' favorite rocker. My etiquette is elegant, proper. I rap Ohio like Jim Tressel. Act hungry and you get that 38 special. Like years in the league, yeah, I'm that far. Around your clowns run circles like a track star. I take a smoke break, so great. Welsh, 420 cloud bells. Now smoke it out, hold it up. 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 I got what you want, everything good. Sipping 100 racks, looking in the hood. Ayy, smoke it out, hold it up. 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 Blaze that flame up, pass it to me quickly. Crank this thing up, my dapper on a milli. OG Tookie pack, wig to the back. Tramadol love, Northside plug. No styrofoam, I sip that drink straight. Getting everything, dipping nails with the drain. What you know about it, not much. Now you know why the prescription bottles turned up. Keep running at the mouth, diarrhea. One punch lock your face like pyrrhea. Big lighters to the sky, please. If you're burning that official, may I please? Hot box like Snoop did on half baked. Talk about it, quit smoking just the other day. Bang your dude to the face, go the other way. No exotic in them papers, cause I love the taste. Coffee mug filled with kind. And just international, the practice fly. Smoke it out, hold it up. 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 I got what you want, everything good. Sipping 100 racks, looking in the hood. Ayy, smoke it out, hold it up. 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 Blaze that flame up, pass it to me quickly. Crank this thing up, my dapper on a milli. Go, go, Cody, go, Youngstown on the map. And in the words of the late great pimps,